What happens when games become real life? What happens when games stop feeling like games? Not because they disappear, but because they become everywhere. For most of history, a game was something you entered and exited. You sat down at a console. You opened an app. You joined a match. You played for a while. Then you went back to real life. But the strange thing about the future of gaming is that this boundary may not stay so clear. The next generation may not think of games as a separate world. They may think of them as classrooms, offices, concert venues, training grounds, therapy spaces, creative studios, social neighborhoods, and even places where they build identity. The future of gaming may not look like a game at all. It may look like life, with game systems underneath it. A student may not learn history by reading about ancient Rome. They may walk through it. They may talk to an AI character who acts like a Roman merchant, a soldier, or a senator. They may make choices, ask questions, fail, retry, and understand the past by moving through it. A doctor may not train only from textbooks or lectures. They may practice surgery in a virtual environment where every mistake teaches something, but no patient is harmed. A worker may not join a normal video call. They may enter a shared 3D room, stand beside a digital whiteboard, move virtual objects, and collaborate with people from around the world as if they are in the same space. A fan may not just watch a concert. They may attend one as an avatar, with friends beside them, effects happening around them, and the performer appearing larger than life. A child may not simply play Roblox. They may build a world, sell items, run a community, learn design, experiment with storytelling, and discover what kind of creator they want to become. And this is already beginning. YouTube's 2025 culture coverage listed user-generated Roblox experiences like Grow a Garden, Dandy's World, Forsaken, and Steal a Brain Rot among US trending topics, and noted that many of the most talked about games of the year were created inside Roblox rather than by major studios. That matters because it shows a bigger shift. Games are no longer just products people consume. They are becoming worlds people participate in, and sometimes the most important thing happening in the game is not the score. It is the culture around it. The memes, the friendships, the status, the creativity, the economy, the shared language. A game can now become a place people visit every day, a place where they hang out, a place where they learn social rules, a place where they show who they are. YouTube has also said that Roblox videos have surpassed 1 trillion views globally and described Roblox as a kind of creative studio where video and game mechanics push self-expression and storytelling. That is not just gaming, that is a cultural platform. And once games become platforms, they start absorbing parts of life. Think about what artificial intelligence does to this. For decades, game characters were limited. They had a few lines of dialogue, a few reactions, a few paths. You could see the walls. But AI changes that. Imagine a game character who remembers you, not just your username, your choices, your style, your past conversations, your fears, your goals. Imagine a teacher character who adapts to the way you learn, a coach who notices where you hesitate, a companion who can improvise, a villain who studies your strategy, a world that does not just wait for you to press the right button, but responds to what you're actually trying to do. That is a very different kind of game. It is closer to an interactive world. And when you combine AI with virtual reality, augmented reality, cloud gaming, and digital economies, the idea of a game starts to stretch. Virtual reality can make digital places feel physical. Augmented reality can place game layers on top of the real world. Cloud gaming can make powerful experiences available without expensive hardware. AI can fill worlds with characters, stories, lessons, and challenges that feel alive. And digital economies can give people reasons to build, trade, design, and own things inside these spaces. The result is not just better graphics, it is a new kind of environment. One where people do things that used to belong to the real world. They learn, they socialize, they work, they practice, they perform, they create, they earn, they compete, they become known. This is why the future of gaming is bigger than entertainment. Games are becoming the interface for experience. Instead of watching a tutorial, you may enter a simulation. Instead of reading a manual, you may practice inside a digital twin. Instead of scrolling through a social feed, you may meet friends in a shared world. Instead of imagining a career, you may test it in a training game. Instead of passively consuming a story, you may live inside one. And that shift could affect ordinary life in ways people do not fully expect. School could become more interactive, not every subject, and not all the time. But some lessons may work better when students can explore, role-play, build, and fail safely. Work could become more spatial. Instead of endless flat screens, some teams may use virtual rooms, simulations, and AI assistants to design, test, and solve problems together. Healthcare could become more immersive. Therapy, rehabilitation, and medical training may use game-like environments to help people practice real skills in safer ways. Entertainment could become more participatory. The audience may not just watch the show, they may enter it, and identity itself may become more fluid. For younger generations, an avatar is not just a costume. It can be a signal, a personality, a reputation, a creative statement, a version of the self. That is why this future is exciting, but it is also why it is complicated. Because when games become more like life, the problems of life enter games too. Who owns the things people create? Who controls the economy? What happens when children spend more time in worlds designed by companies? How do we protect privacy when AI characters can remember conversations? How do we stop virtual spaces from becoming manipulative? How do we make sure these worlds help people grow instead of just keeping them hooked? The future of gaming is not automatically good. It depends on how these worlds are built. A game-like classroom could make learning more alive, or it could turn education into constant rewards and surveillance. A virtual workplace could make collaboration easier, or it could make work feel impossible to escape. A digital economy could help creators earn, or it could trap people in artificial scarcity and status competition. AI characters could make worlds feel rich and personal, or they could blur the line between connection and simulation. The technology is powerful, but the real question is what kind of human behavior it rewards. Does it reward curiosity, creativity, cooperation, mastery, kindness, or does it reward addiction, spending, status anxiety, and endless attention? That may be the most important design question of the next era, because the next great gaming breakthrough may not be a console. It may not be a graphics engine. It may not even be a single blockbuster title. It may be the moment games become infrastructure. A layer underneath education, work, entertainment, social life, and creativity. The old idea of a game was simple. You play, you win or lose, you stop. The new idea is different. You enter, you become, you build, you belong, and then you come back tomorrow. So when people ask what the future of gaming looks like, maybe the answer is not more realistic characters, bigger maps, or faster machines. Maybe the answer is this. The future of gaming looks like a world where the game does not stay on the screen. It moves into culture. It moves into learning. It moves into work. It moves into friendship. It moves into identity. And eventually, for the next generation, the word game may not mean escape from real life. It may mean one of the main ways real life happens.